We're about a week away from the Z Fold 6 reveal. If there were any questions about their charging capabilities, recent information suggests that Samsung would not improve charging speeds on its future foldable phones. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 Chinese variant, model SMW9025, has achieved CCC certification. The certification confirms that the device supports 25 watt, 11 volt and 2.25 amperes fast-wired charging. This is the same as the Z Fold 2, 3, 4, and 5. So Samsung is not boosting the Z Fold 6 battery capacity or charging speed. Hopefully, the phone will improve its appearance and display sufficiently to make it appear like a worthwhile update. The gains to its battery life may only come from a new chipset and a more energy-efficient screen. It will have screens that are somewhat shorter and wider, with thinner bezels. The foldable phone's inner screen has a less obvious wrinkle, and the device's frame includes titanium side rails for increased strength. It will run Android 14-based One UI 6.1.1 out of the box and be supported for up to 7 years with Android OS and security updates. It features a 4,400 mAh battery, a side-mounted fingerprint reader, dual speakers, and an IPX8 water resistance rating. Moving on, the most anticipated Samsung foldable this year may not be the clamshell of the flagship Z Fold 6, but rather a third device, the speculated Samsung Z Fold 6 FE. This would be a less expensive alternative to the Z Fold 6, so while it may lack some of the latter's specifications and capabilities, it could be the first affordable book-style folding. While the ordinary Z Fold 6 is slated to be released in July, the Z Fold 6 FE will not be available until September or October. That follows a less specific leak, stating that the Z Fold 6 FE would be released after the Z Fold 6, so you may have to wait a little longer for Samsung's inexpensive foldable. However, it is always possible that the Z Fold 6 FE will be released alongside the rest of the lineup, so we may see it as early as July. In that case, July 10 is the most likely date, given that is when Samsung's next Galaxy Unpacked presentation is expected to take place. It's also conceivable that it won't be released at all, as it's merely a rumor right now, and there has been some speculation of a Z Fold 6 Ultra, so there's a chance it'll launch instead. Multiple sources have now confirmed that the Z Fold 6 FE has been cancelled, so don't expect to see it. One report suggests that the Z Fold 6 FE will cost less than $800. While this is not inexpensive, it is far less expensive than the Z Fold 5, which starts at $1,799.99. This would also cost less than the $999.99 Z Flip 5. However, we are skeptical of this pricing leak because Samsung would surely have to make significant compromises to specifications and features to attain such a low price. We first heard about a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold FE in August, when a leaker stated that a cheaper Samsung foldable was in testing, but it wasn't clear whether this was a Z Fold 6 FE or a Z Flip 6 FE. Since then, we've learned that the Z Fold 6 has the codename Q6, whereas the speculated cheaper model has the codename Q6A, implying that it will be a variation of the Z Fold 6 rather than the Galaxy Z Flip 6, given how similar the codenames are. At the same time, we learned that the Z Fold 6 FE's cheaper pricing would be due in part to the lack of a digitizer, which would prevent it from working with an S Pen stylus. We've subsequently heard that the Z Fold 6 FE will not support the S Pen, so this is likely. Interestingly, the lack of a digitizer could make the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 FE thinner, according to leaker Ross Young, who posted on X. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 FE will have a lower quality CPU, screen, and battery than flagship products, but the cameras will still be flagship level. So the Z Fold 6 FE could have the same cameras as the Z Fold 5 or Z Fold 6. The latter is also said to have the same cameras as the Z Fold 5. That translates to a 50 megapixels main camera, a 10 megapixels telephoto camera with 3x optical zoom, a 12 megapixels ultra-wide, a 10 megapixels camera on the cover screen, and a 4 megapixels under-display camera. However, if this rumor is correct, the battery may be smaller than the 4,400 mAh one seen in the Z Fold 5, and it will most likely lack the top Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 CPU, possibly even last year's Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. While we don't know what specs or pricing the Z Fold 6 FE will have, we do know what we want from it, and the following are at the top of our list. For starters, Z Fold line is currently prohibitively pricey for the majority of consumers, which is likely why these phones do not sell. So we'd like to see Samsung bring the Z Fold 6 FE's price closer to that of a Z Flip. That would ideally entail a price of no more than roughly $1,000. While still not inexpensive, it would undercut the most expensive non-foldable phones, such as the iPhone 15 Pro Max and S24 Ultra, both of which are extremely popular. A good flexible screen is another area where Samsung will have to make some compromises to produce a cheap Galaxy Z Fold, but one item we do not want to see sacrificed is the main foldable display. This, after all, is the phone's major feature, so we want it to remain large, crisp, and smooth on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 FE. Another sacrifice we don't want Samsung to make is to reduce battery capacity. One leak claims that the battery may be affected, which is a serious problem given that foldable phones currently have small cells. Hopefully, the leak is incorrect, or it is referring to charging speeds or the lack of wireless charging, as we want the Z Fold 6 FE to be at least all day. While a premium CPU would be nice, it's not especially necessary for most day-to-day phone usage, so instead of sacrificing the foldable screen or battery capacity, a lower-end chipset could be a decent way for Samsung to save money on the Z Fold 6 FE. That, combined with a lack of wireless charging, S Pen compatibility, and mediocre cameras, could be enough to significantly reduce the price without sacrificing what we believe are the most important features of a foldable phone. So that's all we know for now. We'll be sure to keep you updated as soon as we have more information. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in another one.